Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about game week 8 fixture and I'm going to talk about each game, which players should we pick from each single game as much as I can. But before that, if you are new, please subscribe to my channel, and at the end of the video, if you like the video, please don't forget to hit that like button. And also, I would love to see your comments and your questions, so we can all have benefits from sharing our ideas and our thoughts. Maybe you have some ideas that are much more better than mine. So yes, let's start talking about Lazio against Atalanta. It's gonna be on Saturday, the 19th of October. Okay, I think, in my humble opinion, that this game at Lazio against Atalanta is gonna be the most interesting game to watch, comparing to the rest 9 games, because I don't think that we have an exciting game after looking at the rest of game week 8 games. So I think that Lazio and Atalanta is the most exciting one, and if we add this information to this, it's gonna support my opinion, which is Lazio against Atalanta. Those two teams, they do have the top scorers for the league. We have Immobile from Lazio with 7 goals, the first in the top of the goal scorers in Serie A, and the second is Zapata, who scored 6 goals so far. So we are talking about very nice attacking teams, which means that clean sheets here are not expected. So I'm expecting goals from both teams. And let's have a look at Lazio players. And what are the best options? Let's start with the goalkeepers. From Lazio, Strakoccia is not expensive, but as I said, I'm not expecting a clean sheet here. And also from the defenders as well. So I don't advise you to start a defender or a goalkeeper from Lazio or either from Atalanta. And let's start talking about midfield here. And let's choose scoring criteria. You will see that Luis Alberto has scored 45 points so far. Milinkovic-Savic 30 points so far, and both of them are in a decent price as a midfielder. 7.6 for Luis Alberto, 7.5 for Savic, and Korea could be a nice option because I think he was completely rested during the national break, which means that very possibly that he is gonna start the game. I'm just wanna focus on the rotation risk here, especially after the international break. So if you wanted to choose some midfielders from Lazio, I advise you to have Luis Alberto, Savic or Korea. And I think 3 of them are gonna start this game. It's an important game. For their forwards, Immobile and Caicedo. Immobile is playing in the national team, so maybe he doesn't start the game, maybe he play later in the game, or maybe not, I'm not sure about that. Caicedo is a nice option as well, but a rotation risk, I'm not guaranteeing that he's gonna start, but he is very cheap. And Immobile, he is the most scorer in fantasy wise, let's say FantaLiveSerieA. 65 points so far, is the highest scorer player in this game so far. And if we have a look at Atalanta, their forwards, they do have Zapata, as I said, but I don't know, it seems like he is not available. Yes, he is not available. He has this red flag. I don't know, is it whether it's a red card or an injury? Please, if you have any information about Zapata, write it in the comments down below so we all get benefits. So I think that Muriel is gonna start here. 7 million. He's a cheap option. And Zapata being, if he doesn't play, I think Lazio can have a clean sheet here. Yeah. Anyways, Atalanta's midfielders, they have Gomez, Ilicic. They're both nice options, but they are a bit expensive, 9.4 and 9.9. But Gomez, he's gonna start at least because he didn't play with Argentina, of course. And he's consistent and he's in form. So why not? He might do something here. For their defenders, there is Gosens. He's a German left back, and he is really nice option. Look at his price; he's just 5.5. You can buy him. As you can see, he scored 3 goals so far and 1 assist from a defender. This is really a nice score. So you can have him, maybe not for this game, maybe for the upcoming fixtures. And let's have a look at the fixtures of Atalanta. After Lazio, they have Udinese, Napoli, Cagliari, Sampdoria, Juventus. So it's not very decent fixtures, but he is still a very nice option, attacking wise, and not expensive. So this is all what I know about Atalanta and Lazio. And let's go and talk about Napoli against Hellas Verona and which players should we pick. From Napoli, they are at home. They haven't scored any goal in the last 2 games. So I think they should do something here. Let's start talking about goalkeepers. They do have Merit and Ospina, but I'm not sure which one is gonna start here. But since Merit didn't play in the international break, I think he can start, but who knows? Ancelotti may play Ospina. I don't know, so I'm not sure about their goalkeepers here. Let's talk about their defenders. And to be honest, Atalanta against Hellas Verona, it's a very encouraging game to choose some defenders from Napoli because Hellas Verona are not very good team attacking wise, which means that they will not cause any problems for Napoli's defenders. So if you have any Napoli defenders, you can play them, start them very comfortably. A clean sheet, I think it's guaranteed here. So they have Manolas, 6.5, Koulibaly, 7 million. He's expensive, but if you wanted to have a very nice option, I would recommend you to have Di Lorenzo, because he is very good attacking wise, the same as Golan. Yeah, they are very nice options to have in this game week. And for midfielders, they have Califon, Lozano. I think they are very nice options here, but they are a little bit expensive, especially Lozano. But who knows, they might do something. And for their forwards, for sure, Insigne and Mertens. And also Lorienti, 6.5 million, he could be a nice option because Insigne and Mertens, they did play it in the international break with their national team. Meanwhile, Lorienti didn't, so I'm expecting Lorienti to start alongside Lozano, maybe. I'm just thinking. So he could be a very nice differential here. And as you can see, this is my team. I do have Di Lorenzo, Mertens, and Insigne from Napoli. And I'm gonna start 3 of them. And hopefully, it's gonna be a lot of points from them. And let's have a look at Verona. As I told you guys, they are not very good attacking wise. After having a look at their forwards, the highest scoring forwards for them is Salcedo with 3 points. So forget about their forwards. Let's have a look at their midfielders. They do have Veloso, 5 million, is cheap, 41 points so far. And let's see what he has done. 2 goals and 1 assist. Maybe he is a nice option, but not against Napoli. Maybe he will be a nice option. After that, you will have Sassuolo, Parma, Brescia. So, no, forget about him. I don't recommend any other players from Verona. Despite their goalkeeper, which I do have him here as my sub goalkeeper from Verona, Silvestri, 4.1. I have him when he was just 4 million, so he did increase in price. Hellas Verona, they are very good defensive wise, so clean sheet is expecting from this goalkeeper. And also some saves. As you can see, he made 16 saves so far, and he had some clean sheets here and there, so he could be a nice option as a substitution goalkeeper. Let's go to the third game here, which is Juventus against Bologna. For sure, that's gonna be an easy game for Juventus. Szczesny or Buffon, I'm not sure who will gonna start. Maybe Buffon is gonna start here because Szczesny did start with Holanda in the national team, so he might be rested here against Bologna. So maybe Buffon could start here. And let's go and talk about their defenders. And as you can see, Bonucci, Alexandro, Dilicht, Gicilio, Danilo. I was having him, but I think he's not available is a doubtful. So Alexander is a good option, but if you wanted a cheaper option, you can go for Dicilio here for 5.5. He's gonna go forward or some attacking contribution. So yeah, you can pick anyone that you can afford from Juventus, and the clean sheet against Bologna is really highly expected to happen. And from their midfielders, they do have Pjanic, Khedira, Matuidi, Ramsey. Pjanic, I think he is a regular starter, but for Khedira, Matuidi, Ramsey, I think they are rotated. Guardado lately is playing like a right midfielder, a right back. Douglas Costa is a nice option. It seems like Sarri is gonna rely on him once he is fit. You can choose him as a starter. Bernardeschi, he might start. So a lot of options here, guys. So I think that Pjanic is the most reliable option here. I do have him. Yeah, I'm gonna start him. And for their forwards, of course, they do have Ronaldo, Higuain, Dybala, and Mandzukic. Very nice options. I'm expecting that Ronaldo might be rested here, so maybe Higuain and Mandzukic start, or Dybala or Mandzukic. Because Ronaldo did play with his national team, and he might be rested just to be ready for the Champions League. So when we go back after the international break, coaches and managers, they always think about rotation. So it's very difficult here. But I'm not sure that Ronaldo is gonna start, so I'm very much sure that Higuain is gonna start. So he might be a nice differential here. So Higuain is gonna start, but I'm not sure about Ronaldo, Dybala. Maybe Mandzukic start as well. So, and let's have a look at Bologna. From their forwards, they have Palacio, 5.5. Okay. Midfielders, they do have Orsolini and Sansone. They both 6.5 million. From their defenders, they do have Dinswell, Tomiyasu. Their goalkeeper is Skoropski, but anyways, I don't think that it's very wise to start any Bologna player, especially that Juventus are playing at home. So I'm not expecting anything from Bologna, sorry. Maybe Palacio could be a nice option, but I don't think that Bologna can do anything here. And let's go for Sunday matches. We have Inter against Sassuolo. It's a very, very exciting game, I guess, because Sassuolo, they are a very nice team. They do have nice players. And let's have a look. We start talking about Sassuolo. Start talking about their forwards. They do have this man Berardi. He is the fourth in the scoring criteria in the league. He scored 5 goals so far. And let's see what he has done so far. As I said, 5 goals, 2 assists, and he's just 6.7 million. He is a very nice option in the long term if you wanted to have a player a forward who is cheap and in form and consistent, and very nice option, very nice pictures ahead of him. I recommend you to have him, and also he can do something against Inter, to be honest. Caputo as well. And let's have a look at their midfielders. Duncan, he had some assists as well, I guess. Yes, 4 assists. Yes, he's a nice option, but let's see. Duncan, 5 million. He's a nice option as well for the long term. Maybe against Inter Milan he doesn't do anything, but I don't know. Let's have a look at their defenders. No, forget about their defenders. They are not good options. So for Inter, you can choose Handanovic, of course. Handanovic is gonna start. But Inter are playing away, and they do have a game in the Champions League against Dortmund, a difficult game. So I think that Conte might do some rotation here, but I think that so as you can see, D'Ambrossi is injured with the national team. Okay, let's have a look at Inter defenders. Which defenders can we go with? D'Ambrossi, Godin is doubtful. D'Ambrossi is injured. So Skriniar, Asamoah is a nice option, of course. I do have Asamoah here, as you can see. Biraghi. So maybe Asamoah get rested and he start Biraghi for this game. And he rest Asamoah, just preparing for Dortmund. You have to put this in mind, guys. So I think Skriniar and Diverge could be a nice option. I think they are not gonna be rotated. Maybe Ranocchia play. So I don't know here. But I'm gonna play Asamoah. But if he didn't play, for sure I will be having a nice options on my bench. And let's talk about Inter's midfielders. We do have Sensi. Sensi, I don't think he's available. It's very unlikely for him to play against Sassuolo, so maybe Conte just rest him for Dortmund. For Candreva, I'm 100% that he's gonna start this game because he doesn't have any options. I know he have this man who's named Lazio. He can play as a right midfielder, but I think he will start Candreva here. Who knows? Brozovic, okay, Barella, Politano. Sanchez is injured with the national team. So Gagliardini, Politano, they didn't play with the national team, so I think they're gonna start here. Maybe Politano is gonna be a nice option here. He will play alongside Lukaku, I think. So I recommend having Politano. From their Inter's forwards, we have Lautaro Martinez, Lukaku. Maybe because Sanchez is injured, maybe Martinez start here. Lukaku for sure is gonna start, I think. So the rotation risk, especially after the international break, is really something we need to think about very seriously. For Cagliari and Spal, I don't think that we need to talk about this fixture. But let's have a look at some of these players just to learn something. So we have Simeone here, Cagliari. So this game is at Cagliari's home. Maybe Simeone is going to be a nice option, but he is a little bit expensive. Midfielders, João Pedro, but he is not 100% as gonna start. Defenders, Capitelli, 4.4. Cacciatori, 4.3. There are nice options. Against Spal, I think Cagliari can have a clean sheet here. So maybe having these two players, start them. If you have them, you can start them. They might get you a clean sheet. For Spal, let's have a look at Spal. The defenders. Those teams are not, they don't have nice options to use them and to start them in your fantasy league. Patania, anyway, who knows? So if you have any names or suggestions with regards to this fixture, just write it in the comments down below so we all get benefits. And this one is very interesting, this one, because we do have Sampdoria sitting in the bottom of the league with just 3 points so far, and Roma, they are very good defensive wise. They are the 5th in the league. So let's have a look and who should we pick from Rome. So forgot about Spal because about Sampdoria because they don't have any nice options. Let's go for Roma. Forwards we have Dzeko, but it says that he's doubtful. So maybe Kalinic or Cech. I don't know. If you make sure that Dzeko is gonna start, he will be a very nice option, even captain wise. Let's have a look at their midfielders. Pellegrini. It's very sad for him not to be available because he's very good attacking wise. He has 4 assists so far. He's very nice playmaker. So Kluivert could be a nice option. Zaniolo as well. They can do something against Sampdoria. And their defenders, of course, we have the legend Kolarov. I do have him, as you can see. This man is amazing because he has scored 3 goals so far, 1 assist. He is on corners, on free kicks, set pieces, and sometimes on penalties as well. You must have Kolarov in your team. Yes. And also Florenzi is a nice option. Smalling, Fazio. So I'm expecting a clean sheet here from Rome. So if you have any defender from Rome, you can start him. Rome's goalkeeper Paul Lopez is a nice option as well. You can have him and start him. And Udinese against Torino. It's an exciting fixture as well. Both teams possibly are on the same level, but who should we pick from these teams, from this fixture? From Udinese, to be honest, Udinese's forwards, Lasagna, Okaka, they don't have a nice forwards. Also midfielders, maybe Depau is the most nice option here. Defenders, let's have a look. Larsen, they have Larsen with 30 points and 5 million. Let's see what he has done so far. He has 1 assist and a couple of clean sheets, maybe, yeah. So I don't have any nice options here. Let's have a look at Torino. For Torino, let's have a look at goalkeeper. They do have Sirigo. He's a nice goalkeeper. If you have him, I recommend you to start him because I'm expecting a clean sheet here from Torino. They are a very nice team. And the defenders, let's see. You can see here, if you have any one of them, you can start it. But let's see Izu, what he has done so far. He scored 1 goal and a couple of clean sheets here and there. But with 5.5 million, you can have another better options. Let's see midfielders from Torino. Pazelli, 5.5, what he has done so far. He had provided 2 assists. Anyways, let's go back to the defenders. I think Ansaldi is the best option here. He's very good attacking wise. He go forward and cross a lot of balls and try to shoot on target. So he's very nice option here. Total shots on goal too also. If you wanted to have a defender from Torino, I would recommend you to have Ansaldi, Christian Ansaldi. From their forwards, they do have Bilotti. He plays with the international team. Zaza as well. But Bilotti is a little bit expensive, but he is very nice option attacking wise. As you can see, he scored 4 goals so far and 1 assist. He is in form. So I recommend in this fixture, I recommend you to have Torino assets more than having some Udinese assets. The points are gonna come from Torino, in my humble opinion. In this game, Parma against Genoa. Okay, both teams are on the same level. But let's have a look at Genoa. Their forward, they do have Kouami. What he has done so far, 3 goals, 0 assists, and he is just 6 million. Maybe you can start him. Midfield, go have a look at the midfield. They do have Sean, Pandev. So Sean and Pandev are the best options from Genoa. I do have Sean, as you can see here. And as you know, Sean scored a goal against Milan and wasted a penalty at the end of the game. He's on set pieces, free kicks, corners, on penalties. So I think Sean is going to be the best player to have from Genoa's midfielders. And if you want a cheaper option, you can have Pandev, but he doesn't start regularly. The defenders, you do have Criscito, but he is injured. Zapata, 4.5, a nice option. Anyways, a goalkeeper here. Rado is Romanian goalkeeper. For sure he has gone with the national team, so he might have a clean sheet here, but I think that Parma, they are very good attacking wise. And as you can see, I do have Seppi as my starter goalkeeper. I had him because of the amount of saves he has. And as you can see, he has 10. This is for the last game, I guess. And let's have a look. How many saves has he had so far? Um, 10 saves. No. Yes, here he has 32 saves so far. And this is the reason I have him. He is a regular starter and 4.5, and a clean sheet from time to time. Anyways, this is my goalkeeper. Let's have a look at Parma defenders. Maybe Pezzella, I don't know. I don't have a nice options here. In their midfielders, they have Kulusevski, but he has done so far 1 goal and 3 assists. So if you wanted to have a midfielder from Parma, you can go for Kulusevski. 5 million is cheap. From their forwards, they do have really nice options. Gervino, Inglese, especially Gervino. He is the best one to choose from Parma's forwards. And let's see what he has done so far. 1 goal and 2 assists. And we all know what Gervino is capable of. So, this is about Parma and Genoa. Maybe will not be a clean sheet here, but we will see an exciting open game here. And for Milan against Lecce, Lecce are in a bad form. Milan as well. They do have a new coach. They're playing at home, and I'm expecting a very nice result from Milan here. I'm expecting, first of all, a clean sheet. This is first of all. But the problem is, I'm not sure that Donnarumma will start or Reina. So, as we know that Verona started the last game against Genoa, and he made an amazing save at the end of the game when he saved the penalty that Sean wasted. And Donnarumma played with the national team, so I'm expecting a rotation here. So, if you have Donnarumma start him, he might start, but he might doesn't start at the same time. Make sure that you have a nice goalkeeper on the bench. From Milan defense, the best option, I think, is Hernandez, Lucas Hernandez, 5.5. He's amazing attacking wise. He scored a goal against Genoa in the last game. If you want to have a defender from Milan just go for Hernandez because they all just 5.5 and 5 million. Maybe Musacchio as well is a nice option. So go and choose Hernandez from Milan. A clean sheet, I think it's a guaranteed. From their defenders, they have Kessie, Susu, Chanaloglu, Pakita. These are the best options. Kessie, I think he's on penalties. Soso, Chanaloglu, they are on free kicks and corners, set pieces. So whatever one you can afford, you can go and have. I was having Chanaloglu in my team, but he hasn't been performing lately, which was the reason I sold him. And for Milan's forwards, they do have Piatek, Leao, and Silva, Rebic. Sorry, not Andrefez, Rebic. So Leao is gonna start, I think. He's 6.9. He's very dangerous. I'm really worried about this rotation situation. But the one you have here, maybe Piatek will do something here. Anyways, in general, Milan, in this game specifically, they're gonna try so hard to perform very well and to win this game. So I wish you can choose the nice options, the options that are gonna start. And let's have a look at Lecce, whether they do have nice option or not. So this is their forwards, their midfielders. They do have Mancoso. He has 40 points with 6 million. So what he has done so far, he scored 4 goals. Interesting. He might be a nice option here for Mancoso, but he's a little bit expensive, I think. With 6 million, you can have more better options, I think. Defenders, let's have a look. No, I don't recommend having defenders from Lecce. Let's have a look at the goalkeeper. Anyways, I haven't found any interesting option from Lecce apart from Mancoso. And for the last game, Brescia against Fiorentina. For Brescia, they are on the 16th position with 6 points. And Fiorentina, they are the 8th with 11 points in the league. Despite it's an away game for Fiorentina, but I think they are gonna come out with a win here. But let's have a look on which players should we have from this fixture, this game. So this is Fiorentina's goalkeeper, Dragowski. You can have him, start him, and hopefully a clean sheet is guaranteed. And the defenders, they do have Milikovic, Petzela. He was the captain of Argentina. The international break, he scored a header. So he's in a very good moral, very high moral, so he might start and do something here. Him 5 million starter. And let's see what he has done so far. He scored 1 goal and a couple of clean sheets. Okay. Dalbert is a nice option as well. As you can see, I do have Dalbert. And if you watch Fiorentina's highlights, you can notice that Dalbert goes forwards a lot, contributes attacking wise a lot. So these are the nice options here from Fiorentina's midfield defenders. Let's have a look at their midfielders. They have Pulgar, I do have him as well. I had him instead of Shananoglu. Hopefully this move is gonna be rewarding. They have Ribery, is gonna start for sure, 100% he's gonna start, because as you know he is not playing with France team anymore, so he's ready and rested. If you have Ribery, just start him. He's gonna be a very nice option here in this game against Brescia. And what else we have? Chiesa, he is doubtful. Was playing with the international break, so he might be got injured up there. Anyways, Gizan. So the best options, I think, Pulgar and Ribery. And let's see what has Pulgar done so far. 3 goals and 2 assists. Yes, nice. And I have just bought him. And hopefully in the next upcoming games he keep going in this form. And for Brescia, let's have a quick look at Brescia. And sorry guys. Let's have a look at Fiorentina's forwards. They don't have nice options as a strikers. Oh no, forget about that. So let's go and have Brescia here. They have Donnarumma with 42 points. Yeah, this is interesting, and let's have a look what he has done so far. 4 goals and 0 assists. Okay. And Balotelli, they do have Balotelli as well. Interesting. So Balotelli with 7.5 million. This is interesting. You can start either Donnarumma or Balotelli. What they do have in midfield? They do have this player, Tonali. He has provided 2 assists so far. Tonali is 19 years old, and he's a nice potential talent upcoming in the future, and he is just 5.5, and I'm expecting a lot from him, and many big teams are looking for his signature, so he's gonna try as hard as he can to perform very well and attract the teams that are interested in him. So he's a nice option here. If you wanted to have a 5.5 midfielder, go for Tonali. He plays corner kicks and set pieces as well. Their defenders, let's have a look at their defenders. Let's go back to Brescia defenders and score. Okay, Castana. I don't know. Their goalkeepers. Okay, so for this game, Brescia against Fiorentina. After I had a look at Brescia's players, they do have Tonali, Donnarumma, Balotelli. There are nice options there, so this game could be really interesting. I was thinking that Fiorentina can have a clean sheet here, but I'm not sure after I have seen Donnarumma and Balotelli that are playing against with Brescia. They might do something here. So maybe just go for Fiorentina's attackers. So this is my thoughts on the game week 8 fixtures in FantaLiveSerieA. I wish this video was a little bit helpful. I know it's a little bit long video, but if you love this game and if you love FantaLiveSerieA, you can enjoy spending the time listening to this stuff. As you can see, I'm gonna show you my team so far. I have Seppi as a goalkeeper. I'm gonna start Samoa against Sassuolo, Dalbert against Brescia, Kolarov against Sampdoria, De Lorenzo against Verona. Okay, this is my lineup, guys. Since he's a doubtful, that's why he's the third one in my bench. So if any rotation has happened here, I do have nice options in the bench, so I'm not worried. For the captaincy, at the moment it's on Mertens, but I can't give it to Immobile because I'm not sure that he's gonna start. So I'm gonna keep it on Mertens and hopefully he starts. Anyways, I apologize guys for this video if it has been a longer one, but hopefully it was helpful. And thanks for watching and good luck for you in game week 8. And if you have any questions, just write it in the comments down below. Good luck for all of you and goodbye.